We're going to get into the Pistons a little bit. Tiger Talk, we just wrapped. We talked about Sharon Moore earlier, Odyssey.com Rewind. So the conversation is this. All right, season's done. Dust is settled. This is going to be a big season because I think there's a major decision to be made this summer. I know I'm going to be up against it. I've already heard the other shows. Everybody just doing what we do best in this town, falling in love with their own players, WBBT, just bringing the band back. But it's not that simple. If you look at the Pistons and you look at the roster, and I ask you what you want to do, it comes with a bit of a problem. And the problem is that keeping the band together takes you over the cap. And you're nowhere close to winning a championship. Nowhere. No planet is this team ready to win a title. And I don't know what level of player development you think would need to happen, but this crew is currently constituted. It's a wonderful turnaround, but I want to caution you about something. And whether you like him, hate him, or don't even know who he is, I watched a Bobby Marks podcast. Now, he was a capologist, worked for ESPN for a long time, worked for the Brooklyn Nets. And I thought he brought up a great comp. Back in 2021, when the Atlanta Hawks, who were primarily booty, made a huge run to the Eastern Conference Finals, and Trae Young, peacocked all over the place in Madison Square Garden. And what did Atlanta decide? We have our group, stay the course, nothing bold needed. Fool's gold. Now, I'm not being disrespectful when I tell you I think some of this Pistons thing is fool's gold if you believe it leads to a championship. Nothing about the foundation established is fool. No. The toughness, the going to work attitude, the development of Cade, these are real things. Here's the point. When you look at this, and Rico, for instance, Tim Hardaway, you're bringing him back. Dennis Schroeder, you're bringing him back. Malik Beasley, are you bringing him back? Paul Reed, who a lot of people want to touch their beanbag over, you want to bring him back. Then you get into the extension-eligible people, such as Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren. That's before we start to talk about how do we get better. Here's my question. You have an approach you want to take, and it's the complete opposite of where I'm at. That doesn't make it right, wrong, or otherwise. It's just you and I are really different. I want to know from the people, now that you've had a weekend to think, do you want continuity? Let it simmer? Go sign another D-list gym class hero, and we can all worship them? Or you want to make a splash and let's expedite this thing? Celtics can't stay together. The Cavs aren't real.
Way to undersell my way to go.
Hey, man, your sales pitch is yours. I'm over here selling a different brand of lemonade.
The D-list guy.
I mean, that's the truth, though.
No, Mike, it's not. I would like for them to get a splash, but I don't think they're going to go the route of the splash. What I think they're going to do is exactly what they did throughout the year when they brought in a couple of pieces and let Bickerstaff really develop them and get them better. He's taken this team on, and players that I didn't think that were that good have gotten better. So rather than make that big splash and go out and get that person, that Booker, that Zion, whoever it is that fans want, and you got to make that trade. In order to make the trade, you got to have something that people want.
I got plenty of things to trade.
What do you got to trade?
I could trade Ivy, Holland, Asur. I could trade Duren. I could trade anybody.
Or you could go into just free agents and bring in some pieces.
Ooh, Oscar the Grouch. This free agency class blows.
You could bring in Nas Reed.
Ooh, that'll do it. Put him on the season tickets.
You can try to get Miles Turner away from the Pacers.
To do what? I got Duren.
I think you have a better score.
No doubt. My point is you can't have duplicity. Like, okay, you have $15 million of beef stew, and Duren's eligible. So you can't bring in Miles Turner. Here's my counter to what you're saying. Do you want $41 million of Tobias Harris and beef stew? That's a max player, Rico. Get him out.
Beef stew, no. Tobias Harris, look, he proved his worth on this team.
Fool's gold.
Bickerstaff has shown me that, you know what? I took some guys and I developed them. I got them better. And this team, the way I see this, I don't think they're going to do the big splash. I'm not preparing myself for this. I see they're going to try to go the free agency route and bring pieces in here.
They can make whatever mistakes they like. I don't care. I'm asking what you want them to do. Do you agree with the strategy or not?
I do not. No,
okay,
I don't.
So you actually want to do what I want to do.
Right.
But you're trying to be like a shepherd to the people.
This is, yes.
Moses in the valley.
I'm trying to tell you, don't, fool's gold is what Mike is saying. I don't think you're going to get that splash. I don't think you're going to get that player, and then you're going to be disappointed. What I'm saying is, I feel like they're going to go the free agent route. They're going to try to bring in a couple pieces and say, hey, look what we did with Schroeder. Look what we did with Tobias. Look what we did with Malik Beasley. And we turned them into good NBA players, and they were part of a team.
Look, Schroeder's gone. There's no scenario you're bringing him back if Ivy's back. So Schroeder's out. Tim Hardaway made $16 million last year. You want to re-sign him?
No, he's not coming back.
All right, Malik Beasley. What do you want to do there? Everybody's so amped up. What do you want to do?
I think they're going, despite his playoff performance, I think they're going to try to bring Beasley back. Now, the Ivy thing is something that we really don't know what we have. And people will say, well, him and Cade can't play together. I haven't seen enough of them actually playing together to know that they can't play together. Because when one is healthy, the other is not.
Guys, what do you want the Pistons to do? Because here's the thing. The problem is, if you're measuring success based on, well, as Kenny puts it, we're not actually terrible anymore, then we're measuring something different. Because here's the measuring stick. Oklahoma City, Boston, Cleveland, Minnesota. These are the teams you have to measure up against. And in the Eastern Conference, I think you're seeing a power change. The Celtics have to make a move this summer. I've said it for months. They can't stay in the second tax apron. Cleveland, I don't think, is real. So I'm just disregarding them. Indiana's Indiana. Milwaukee, it's a matter of time before Giannis is either with the Rockets or the Heat. You have the ability to make a move and immediately be a top 3 team in the East.
See, the problem is I don't want to see the move that all of a sudden guts the team and you become the Eastern version of the Suns where you got your 2 players, but it cost you everything.
I'm not asking for 2 players. I'm asking for 1.
No, I'm saying where you have, when they brought in KD and they sold their soul to get him.
You know what else you had? You had the owner walk in acting like he knew what the hell he was doing. So go over the top of his GM and negotiate these deals privately. That ain't happening here.
Okay.
Bradley Beal. What a loser.
I just don't want you to see, or you become the Lakers where it's just LeBron and Luka and a bunch of other guys that wear purple and gold.
Look, bottom line, I want to make a move. It involves a trade. It involves $25 million in Tobias going bye-bye or $15 million in beef stew. It does involve picking a path. You can have one of Asur or Ron Holland, but not both. You do now officially, after this draft, you own all your future firsts. You got 15 second-round picks in the near term. Do something with it. Because this group, as fun as this was, you're not winning a championship. So this is either about winning titles or it's not. And, we have to be patient. Guys, all I'm telling you is the opportunity is there that the East is going to look a lot different next year. So why not paint it red, white, and blue? It doesn't mean I'm with Rico in this regard. Let me say it for the people in the back. I agree with Rico. You don't do something insane. You don't give up 5 first-round picks, plus. I'm asking for one adult who can help close a playoff series.
Because I was talking with Rico over the weekend, and he was like, well, what if I said you can get Kevin Durant, but it'll cost you 2 first-round picks, Tobias Harris, and I think
how many times do I have to tell you
Ivy.
Cannot have a balding superstar? It's science. You can't do it. You can't. Can't.
Lakers have one.
Oh, really? And they're out of the playoffs.
He doesn't know he's balding, but he's balding.
KD, out. Trae Young, out. Cannot do it. Tom Thibodeau as coach? Nope.
Where do you get these rules?
The rules. They're science. None of these people have won anything. Can't do it.
Okay, Ron Burgundy.
You can't. It's just like in the NHL. Science. You can't have a guy who looks like Al Frady with a pork chop comb over. Can't be your best player. David, your thoughts?
Yeah, here's what I'll say.
Can't do it.
You're right about the East. The East is prime for the picking. Cleveland don't win this year. I don't know what they look like next year. We already know what Boston's going to happen to them. Knicks going to lose to Boston. They're going to look totally different next year. Right now, it's the time to make a move. Orlando is right there with you in the East.
They're one move away.
And they're going to try to make that move this year. You cannot sit back and let them make the move and you do nothing.
Their big three played a grand total of 92 minutes together this year. The injuries were insane for Orlando.
And that's what I wonder, is Ivy a part of the collection that we're all clamoring for? Maybe he's already here.
What's that got to do with me getting Zion,
well,
brother?
I'll tell you what it does, because what happens is people do what Lions fans do.
There it is.
Well, we were injured. If we had Stewart and Ivy, maybe. So let's just keep it together.
Kenny,
I don't want to do that.
That's exactly what people do.
I don't want to do that.
Here, what if you're starting 5? Fine. You want Ivy? Keep Ivy. Ivy, Cade, Malik, Zion, Duren. Sit. Let's roll. Like, you've got to try something. And look, if you acquired a Devin Booker, not saying I'm selling my soul to do it, it doesn't mean Ivy can't be here. Like, look, it's okay to have a 6th man of the year.
No, my thing is, you can't give away the house in order to bring this one guy in.
So if I said right now, here's what I would offer for Zion Williamson. And again, Trajan Langdon knows better than any of us. If he makes a move, you trust Trajan, right?
Do we dare let him cook?
Oh, you're letting him cook. He was in New Orleans. If he stays away, you're not going to hear me yell about it. He knows the player.
Okay.
Here's
Zion etouffee. All right.
Here's what. Well, no, we're going to get him on a little bit of a program. The point I'm making is, here's the offer. Nobody answer, no facial expressions. I want you to marinate on this. The offer would be Tobias Harris, because you got to get rid of that money. Mm-hmm. Their choice of Holland or Asur, 2 first-round picks. Zion for 3 years.
I was going to say, how many years? So
3 years are left on his deal.
Their choice of Asur
or Ron, not both.
And 2 first-round picks.
Would you do it? Think it over. And you could say no, but I'm not going to offer something that's an easy yes. Do I think you could get him for less? Yes, but I want to make this difficult. That's how it has to be. Think it over. 248-539-9797. We get to you, the people, next.